Look, a place like New Jersey invites simplistic decisions around it. Some people never want to leave it. Some people leave it and then never want to recognize it again. They just can't wait to get out. And I'm a kind of a person, I left, but for me, New Jersey continues to be a huge part of my life. I have no problems with keeping a relationship with it, with returning to it all the time. And I guess I didn't want to do the one or the other that so many of my friends were doing. They wanted to get out of Jersey, never wanted to talk about it, or they were just such hardcore Jersey heads that, everything outside of it didn't make any difference.
Junot grew up here and, was an American child of a certain kind, was a Dominican American. So while he always had this other place in mind that was, the Dominican Republic, his home was here. And that shows in the writing. He writes about both places, but you can tell the one that the most fertile subject matter for him is New Jersey more than anything else.
While challenging, I still think the source of all my imagination and all my artistic interests was living in this kind of weird, in-between, challenging space. London Terrace is a strange space. It's actually a neighborhood name in Parlin on Route 9 on Ernston Road, basically squashed in between Old Bridge and Sayreville. It's the kind of space that I always say one would, if it didn't exist, you'd have to make it up. It's so kooky. The crazy part was that it was a community that we thought was never going to collapse this way, but once they closed Global Landfill, they had a huge landfill there, and in the 80s they shut it down. And while the landfill was less than a mile from the neighborhood, the prices were kind of kept low. As soon as the landfill shut down, the prices rocketed up where the kind of community that I belonged to could no longer afford to live there. So the strangest thing, the thing that really bothered us the most, the thing that most afflicted us growing up, this landfill, was actually the damn thing that held us all together. As soon as it was gone, we were gone. We never imagined. We used to curse that damn landfill. Little did we know, it held the universe together. Writing is just an excuse to keep me around the thing I love the most. Though we read in solitude, we read for communion. For me, books remind me in a palpable way how deeply connected I am and how deeply dependent I am in this larger cosmology of human souls and human minds. That, in many ways, books, in my solitary pursuit of them, remind me that I am not in any way alone.